You should never buy the newest technology ever. What's up everyone? Welcome back to Free to Be, and this week we're going to talk about technology and why you should never spend your hard-earned money. Never spend your hard-earned money on buying the newest tech. You're just throwing that money away. I'm going to get into why that is. Let's get started. Alright, now if you're new to the channel, don't forget, hit the subscribe button down below. We do put videos out on a weekly basis, and it would mean a lot to me if you showed your support by hitting that subscribe button. And if you're not new and have been following me for a while, thanks for joining me again. I really do appreciate your guys' support. It does mean a lot to me, and it does help the channel, so thank you. Okay, so why should you never buy the newest tech? Alright, look, now, this does apply to all technology, but for our purposes, we're gonna just stick to the iPhone because recently Apple released some news about the upcoming iPhone 11. Now look, over the past 6 or 7 years, on an annual basis, like clockwork, Apple has announced their newest, latest and greatest iteration of their most popular product, the Apple iPhone. But yet, really the only thing that's changed over this period of time has been the increase of the price. The price is really the only thing that's continued to go up, and they haven't really brought us any new innovation. Now look, I get it, okay? Yeah, it's always kind of cool to have the latest and greatest phone or any kind of technology, but look, when you break it down, you're basically spending $1,000+ on a phone every year. And what is the new innovation that you're getting? What is the new functionality that's so different or so crazy compared to the last version? Really, when you think about it, the core functionality of a cell phone, the texting, the internet browsing, and the making the phone calls, that hasn't changed in years. So what are you paying for? Some animojis or an ability to send like Skype 5 ways? Like, none of that's that important because the same things were all available to you in the previous iteration. And yeah, look, there's always the fun part of having a new product, but is it worth spending $1,000 of your hard-earned money? That's $1,000 of your post-tax income on a new phone that does the same thing the last version does? I don't think so. And when you think about all the great things you could do with $1,700 of pre-tax income that'll put you in a way better financial position going forward, it just doesn't make sense to blow it on a phone. Because look, with that $1,700, you could invest it in an IRA, you could put it in a 401k that's sponsored by your employer, you could put it in an HSA. I mean, there's just a few other things that you could do here to put yourself in a way better position than upgrading to the newest tech every year. You know, it doesn't make sense. You don't need to do that. And really, the main thing to remember here is, guys, technology continues to change. It continues to evolve. New iterations of things are put out there all the time. So in reality, your phone is pretty much obsolete technology by the time it hits your hands, because they develop this product, then there's the production of the product, and then there's the sales. So by the time it hits your hands, they've already started developing the next version. So you're really just overpaying for old technology. So what am I saying? So guys, think about it, okay? There's always a letdown when you do buy this new technology. Let's say you take your $1,000 of hard-earned money that you've saved up to buy that new phone. Now, you might have an iPhone 9 or 8 or whatever the latest version was, and then they released the 11 now, and you go and buy this iPhone 11. What happens? Well, when you first take it home, I'm sure everybody likes to look at it and say, oh my God, it's shiny, it's new. You turn it on, and then what do? Maybe you explore a couple of the cool new features, but then after that, you jump right back into all the social media platforms that have existed for years, or you're jumping into texting that you've been able to do for years, or you're calling your best friend, something you've been able to do for years, or you're checking your email. I mean, all of these things are things we've been able to do on phones for years, so it doesn't make sense to just go blow money just to have the latest and greatest version of the thing. And this works, and this really works across all technologies. Just think computers, okay? The laptop I have today, sure, it's a little bit faster, and sure, I can maybe do some more interesting things with the graphics and the displays, but in reality, I'm doing the same things I was able to do on the first laptop I bought in 1998. I'm still browsing the internet with my laptop. I'm still typing up on, Word documents or playing around in Excel. I'm still doing some of the same core stuff that I was doing back then, but I've been upgrading a laptop ever since, and I really haven't needed to do it, and that's why I actually don't do it. So I update my computer every 5 years or so, And then my phone, I've been trying to push it off to update every 3 years, 4 years. And there's ways to do it to make it fresh for yourselves. For example, I like to have a case on my phone. And once I feel my phone's getting a little old, all I do is update the case. Now for $25, it makes me feel like I have a brand new phone. It'll continue to last me another year, year and a half, 2 years without having to worry about, going out and replacing my phone. And I get it. Look, there's always, that FOMO, fear of missing out. That's just part of our society. It's part of our culture today because everything's in your face, right? Social media makes it so, when I get my brand new iPhone or I get my brand new computer or I get my brand new drone or whatever it is, I post about it and blast it everywhere on social media. So now everyone else kind of feels left out. Everybody wants to be a part of that moment. So if they see, X amount of their friends with the new technology, they need to go get it as well, or they just feel left out. And that's just not a great approach if you're trying to build wealth for yourself, if you're trying to put yourself in a good financial position. It just doesn't make sense for you to try to keep up with that approach and just continue to buy the latest and greatest because a subset of your friends have done it. Because you'll basically always be chasing, the carrot in front of you, and you won't have actually ever achieved what you want to achieve for yourself. So what's a good way to approach this? What's a good way to curb this kind of feeling that you have to go out and buy the latest and greatest thing? Well, one thing that I do is when I do buy technology, I usually don't go for the base model that's out there because, like I said, once you buy technology, it's almost always already old technology. So you want to upgrade it at least a few rungs. So if I go and buy, a new laptop, I'm not going to just go ahead and get the base with the lowest memory and the lowest RAM and all that stuff. I'm going to go ahead and boost it up a few levels just so that it can it's not really going to curb it, but it'll kind of beat the little curve of the new technology that's out there, because then, it's going to take a few generations before the next base model matches what my elevated model that I purchased is. So that's one way to kind of curb that. The other way is, like I said, if you have a cell phone and you want to get a case for it, get a case and then update your case every year. $30, $40, but then that way you don't have to feel like you have to go buy a new phone right away. Put a screen protector on there. Do these little things that'll kind of suppress that need, that urge to go out and buy the latest and greatest. And finally, look, if you need to upgrade, I get it. I'm not saying don't ever upgrade your devices, but if you do need to do that, don't put yourself in a bad financial position just to do it. Don't go out there and get a loan to do it or put it on a credit card, because that doesn't make sense, because now you're really putting yourself in a bad place just to get some technology that you're going to want to replace in the future anyways. So if you're going to do it, make sure you do it, cash, or if you can't really go for the, Supreme model or the model that's like, a few $100s more, then just, make the sacrifice, go for the base model. Or just wait and save up a little bit more to go ahead and get, the model that's a few models up. So that way you don't have to make the purchase on an ongoing basis every year. You don't have to upgrade. And just remember, patience is key in this game. With retail products, with technology, patience is key. The price will drop. It's not going to be that high forever. Like I said, Apple's pretty much been on cue. Every year they're releasing a new phone. So just wait for the next one to come out and buy the model that preceded that one at a lower price, and that way you kind of beat the system as well. Yes, it's a little bit of an older technology, but it's still an upgrade compared to what you have, and you won't have paid full price. So let's say you follow my advice and forego the purchase altogether. Well, what do you do next? How do you use this money to put yourself in a better position going forward? Well, you're gonna have to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, check out my other videos because they will help you on your path to financial freedom. We'll see you next time.